Welcome back everyone to Master Game Design, Unreal Engine 5 Stylized Environment and third-person blueprint course. In the last lesson we left ourselves off with setting ourselves up with some nicer type of luxurious looking section, and we still have some parts in the back, but as you can see they are left or they're set up more as squares, so this type of a structure is already going to be not quite as good. Although as you can see over here, we also have those square type of shapes, which we can easily readjust it and mold it to be for them. So instead of just doing it from scratch for this part and from this part, we're going to start off by just creating a nice cubicle type of a look for a structure, which we'll be able to then easily basically apply it any way we want. So yeah, let's go ahead and get right into it. We're going to start off by simply creating ourselves a nice cube. So I'm just going to first of all find ourselves the wall that we're looking for this type of a size. I'm just going to actually search for wall like so, maybe some size like this. It's a little too small. This is 3 by 3, so I'm looking maybe at a little bit larger one, or maybe I'll need to extend it. So 4 by 3 is an option, and 4 by 4. There you go. That's the wall that we're looking for. 4 by 4 is exactly the type that we want. And then we're going to grab ourselves a column like so. Oh, actually, sorry, 1L column. There you go. And we're going to grab actually this pillar over here, or even we might need to use a larger one, but I will just use this one and extend it. I think I quite like the 3-meter ones a little bit more. It might look quite a bit odd when it's stretching it out, but let's go ahead and see how this would look like. So something like this, I think it's still going to be looking quite nicely, and we can always change it to this, and yeah, it looks, I quite like the look of this actually. Let's go ahead and keep it. So now we're just going to be basically setting it up with some nice cubes and whatnot. Let's go ahead and drag it outside a little bit into the water like so, and start building it up. So what we can do is just, we got ourselves a nice wall already. We're just going to reposition this pillar, for example, a little bit to the side, just like that, maybe even more actually. I'm not sure how much I want it to be sticking out. I want it to be sticking out quite a bit, so I think that's quite fine. Then with this, we're just going to grab them both. We're going to just grab it and rotate it 90 degrees. There you go. Put it to the side. And just like that, we're able to make use out of it to make a really nice type of a cube. So there you go. We're going to grab these as well. We're going to hold Alt, put it up to the side, and there we go. All right, so we got ourselves a nice looking cubicle space. Now for the top section, we could either set it up with a nice roof, or I'm going to go ahead and just hold Alt, drag it out like this, and search for roof over here. And I think I'd rather just replace it with this, like so. Just put it on the top, just like that. And something like this is going to be quite alright. Let's go ahead and see the buildings themselves. We also need to set up some structure support as well. So let's go ahead and look into that. And I'd say, yeah, we definitely need to have some corners. So let's go ahead and just get everything fixed up. I'm going to actually go ahead and make sure that all of these are properly rotated, like so, facing forwards, just like that. And now I'll show you just a quick, simple way of getting the corners out of the way. I want to check what they're called. So they're going to be posts. There you go. Going to grab those posts. Actually, we're going to grab all of these columns first, just like that. Click W, hold Alt, bring outwards, and now we're just going to replace it with one of those. I'm not sure which ones to use. It's really up to you. Might even use these ones, something like this. Then we need to bring it outwards. I might just use the same ones we did before. I quite like these ones, and I think they look kind of nice. We do need to, I guess, readjust them a little bit. Well, let's not forget to just set up the height properly, something like this. And then I'm just going to bring both of them forwards, just like that, and I think that's going to be quite okay. And the same thing goes to those as well. And because the rotation was taken from the previous columns, they're going to be facing the right way. So that's quite nice. All right, so we got ourselves a nice setup with that. Now we got these two supports that we need to set up. I'm going to hold Alt. I'm going to just simply replace them like so. And maybe that's one is a little, I'm not sure what's going on with this one. Doesn't seem to be the right one, or is it right one? There you go. It was meant to be the other way. So let me just go ahead and actually rotate this around like so. And that looks quite all right. There you go. Something like that. Maybe we can also add a bit of an extra in regards to that. I'm going to hold Alt, make a duplicate, and set up something like maybe a simple type of a support. Just like that. So now we're just making sure that we have all the detail necessary, which we can later duplicate it easily and just grab ourselves with all of that nice looking structure. I'm going to rotate this around. Just going to make sure that it's rotated the right way, like so. I think that's looking quite nice. I'm going to grab both of these, hold Alt, and then rotate them 180 degrees. And of course, we'll need to just reposition it a little bit. It's really bizarre for me the way the rotations work, because it's based on the last selections. You can see the gizmo moves to here and then moves to here. So it's based on last selection, but at the same time, I'd prefer if there'd be a way for it to be like in a median point between the objects selected. But either way, it's not too hard to fix it up. It's not too hard to readjust it. Let me just go ahead and grab these real quick. Actually, they look quite okay. Maybe the one on the right is a little bit too much off, so I'm just going to go put it up like so. All right, so this is looking quite nice. I quite like this overall setup. Let's go ahead and make use out of it. So first, to do that, we're just going to grab it all and start setting it all up. Actually, yeah, we're going to firstly grab the roof and delete it. Say that's the best. We don't need for most of the levels this kind of roof, so let's go ahead and delete it, and then we'll add it later down the line. All right, so we're just going to grab all of this section. I'm going to actually group them up instead of putting it into one folder, since it's going to be part of multiple different buildings and structures. So I'm just going to keep it simple for now. I'm going to go on to the top-down view. I'm going to click F, just select everything like so. And there we go. I'm going to click Ctrl G to group everything up. I'm going to put it down in the areas where we want it to be. So this is a nice area. There you go. A little bit lower. Just like that. Now we can go hold Alt, duplicate this entire group like so onto this section. And then just for this particular part, we're just going to continue on duplicating it just like so. Top, I think we can, yeah, we can keep it as also this, which we're going to be replacing parts in a bit. Let's grab the bottom piece. Actually, we're going to grab two of the bottom pieces, and we're going to hold Alt and duplicate it to the other side just like that, like so. And we will need to add some parts over here in the back as well. We might as well do that right away. I'm going to just duplicate it. I'd like to ideally rotate them because it had a nice frontal type of decoration over here. I think that's going to be quite all right, like so. And then we need to consider, well, these parts can be done a bit later. These parts are quite all right. These parts need the details, so let's go ahead and add those blocks in. So let's go ahead and hold Alt, make a duplicate, and just put them in right where they need to be. I will actually rotate this one around. I don't want this entrance looking, maybe it's quite all right actually. I think it's quite all right. Yeah, okay, I'm going to keep this. I wasn't sure about the front area over here, but if we're going to have like a fountain or something, we can also rotate it whenever we want. So it's all right. I'm going to make sure I hold Alt, grab it out like so, and set it up like that. I might need to lower this down a little bit, lower this other one as well for this particular case. So I'll actually keep it like this a little bit and just bring it outwards just like so. And in the back, it's going to look like this, bit going backwards, but I think that's okay. We're going to take off the gray box a little bit to see how it looks like. And yeah, that definitely looks okay. Go ahead and just put back the gray box, put it up to the side like so. And now we can start worrying about the other parts as well. So for starters, these overlap, obviously. So we need to go ahead and fix that up. I'm going to select both of these, click Shift G to ungroup. And now I'm just going to delete, oh, sorry. Nope. Apply to all, click no. I made a slight mistake by selecting the group itself. Make sure that it's only the ungrouped parts. There you go. The rest look quite nice. The roofs are needed, obviously. So let's go ahead and fix that up right away, actually. We're going to grab simple roofs. For these, or for this one, I want to grab a more unique looking roof, since this is looking quite nice. Or rather, for this one, I would make it into this one over here, actually. I think that's going to be quite okay. I'm going to make it a little bit larger. I don't want it to be taller though, so I'm just going to use X and Y type of scaling. And just set it up something like this. It's going to be quite alright. There you go. Alright, so now one more thing that we need to do is going to be in between those. They'll need to have those kind of roofs, and they're called canopies. So let's go ahead and just search for them. Going to add these in basically. Yeah, let's go ahead and make them smaller. Actually, yeah, we'll make them smaller so they would look quite nice overall in this section, like so. I'm going to take off the gray box for now and just kind of focus on attaching them to this scale. Make it just a little bit smaller, maybe a little bit too small, maybe something like so. Yeah, that looks quite all right. Okay, I like this. And we'll just grab it. I'm not sure why I'm not able to grab. Oh, I need to click G to make sure I see what I'm doing. And just like that, we're going to make sure we grab them all, recenter them. And just like that, we got ourselves a real nice type of a setup over here. I really like the silhouette from this look. And yeah, I think it's okay. I think it looks quite nice. This part though, we need to make sure we grab some roofs. So we are going to have actually like a sort of a weapon on top of this one instead of a roof. So we're going to take into account for that. In regards to the gameplay, we usually when like designing levels and whatnot, after we're done with the gray boxing and stuff, making sure it looks visually nice, we then consider which areas could like have extra stuff, or like which ways would have extra in regards to the level design. So we did a bit of a talking in regards to that, which I'll actually show you in the next lesson. So yeah, I think we're going to leave this lesson for now as is. So thank you so much for watching, and I'll be seeing you.